This book is called As the Crow Flies by Kitty Higgins. My role will be the teachers, Miss Bales, Mr. Fenwick, Mr. Dyes, and the narrator.
Mine's the compass team. Petey, Shelly, and Nick.
My team is the map team, Jim, Penn, and Kimberly.
Our story begins at Jefferson Elementary School. Miss Bale's students have taken their seats. The principal, Mr. Fenwick, stops outside the classroom and overhears the class discussion. Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Bales.
I have a surprise for you this morning.
Cool.
I love surprises.
This is a math surprise. We're going to have some fun with math.
Yeah, right.
A special guest is dropping by this morning to speak to our class.
How exciting. Who is it?
Someone who is going to help you math and out a plan so that you can go to the distance.
Go the distance? I don't get it.
The halls outside the classroom are quiet as Mr. Fenwick leans closer to the door. He is surprised by a tap on the shoulder. Oh, you startled me. Sorry about that. I am here to see Miss Bales. Oh, yes, I heard something about a visitor. Did you check in at the office? We have rules in this school that must be followed. Yes, sir, I did check in. Very good. You will be teaching the students about adding and subtracting, right? No, I'll be leading them on a math adventure. An adventure? What does he mean? Mr. Dyes enters the classroom as Mr. Fenwick steps back with a confused look. Mr. Dyes, I'm so glad you could come. Class, this is Mr. Dyes. He is a cartographer.
Good morning, Mr. Dice.
He's a what?
A cartographer is a map maker. Mr. Dyes is going to help our class with an experiment. What are they up to? This doesn't sound like math to me. They need textbooks and worksheets. I'm going to teach you about maps and the tools I use to measure distance.
I like this kind of math.
It is a trip that you will navigate yourselves. This will be two teams, one led by Miss Bales and one led by me.
Where are we going on this adventure?
Each team will leave from the school and travel to City Hall. One team will use a compass to travel in a straight line. We call that traveling as the crow flies. The other team will use a map to get to City Hall. You will learn about the ups and downs of navigation and have a bit of a race while you are at it. You want to be the first team to City Hall. So first we must determine how far City Hall is from the school. A map of the city is laid out and the students draw a straight line with a ruler from the school to City Hall. Do you see the key at the bottom of the map? It says an inch equals 1/4 mile. The line that you draw is 4 inches. Now multiply that by 0.25 or 1/4 mile times 4. How far is that?
1/4. 4 times. That's 1 mile.
As the students prepare for their field trip, Mr. Fenwick is on his way back down the hall to Miss Bales' class. He is not happy. Miss Bales, these students should be working on sums, not out walking around town. As Mr. Fenwick points to the students, he sees that they are working at the board. They are multiplying to find distance. Oh, very well, then. Carry on. The students are now working with Mr. Dyes to learn how to use a compass. Compass always points north. Magnetic forces pull it toward the North Pole.
The top of a map is always north, right?
That's right. Place your compass on the line that you drew on your map. The needle will find north.
Wait a minute. City Hall is by my house, and I live on the west side of town. What good does the compass do if it only points north?
If you can find north, then you know where west lies. The numbers on a compass are called degrees. When you match the line that you drew with the degree, then you will know your direction.
I can't wait for our field trip.
We'll head out tomorrow morning. The next day, the class arrived with permission slips and sack lunches.
Where is Mr. Diaz? He should be here by now. I've been practicing using a compass. I'm ready.
And I've been studying the map. I have good idea of our road. Let's get going.
Unfortunately, Mr. Diaz had come down with the flu. He cannot make it today.
Does that mean we can't go?
I'm afraid that's right, Pete. We need 2 adults to go, one for each team.
Oh no!
Mr. Fenwick has come to Miss Bale's class, check on their permission slips and make sure that all the rules are being followed. What's going on here? I figured everybody would be lined up and ready to go.
Mr. Days is sick and can't come alone on our adventure. That means we can't go either.
True, those are the rules, but it seems that you all worked very hard to learn about maps and compasses. Maybe someone who is familiar with using a map and compasses can go with you. Someone like me. You, Mr. Fenwick, you can help navigate? Yes, of course. I know how to use a compass. I was even a scout back in my day.
Good old Mr. Fenwick.
Thank you, Mr. Fenwick. You can lead the compass team. Then, map team, come with me.
You're on my team, Mr. Fenwick. Let's go.
First things first, compass team. We will begin by getting our bearings. The compass team, Shelley, Pete, Nick, and Mr. Fenwick sets out on a race to City Hall.
I looked at the map and figured it out yesterday. We will need to head 280 degrees northwest to get from here to City Hall. If we travel in that direction, we should run right into City Hall, I hope.
We need to aim for a landmark at 280 degrees northwest.
Let's head towards the springs. Whoa, Mr. Fenwick, you know your stuff. Okay, 280 degrees northwest is that playground. Let's head towards the swings.
The map team, Kimberly, Jim, Penny, and Miss Beals follows the street to City Hall.
According to the map, we need to go to Union Street and take a left. We can't take a left on Union because they are working on the road and it's closed. Okay, so we need to figure out another way. Well, we can take Coach Landlawn. I know they changed the name of the street a year ago, but I can't remember what it's called now.
Maps don't know when a road is closed or if the name of the street is changed.
Oh, are we lost? No, if we stick to the map, we can definitely find a road that will work.
At the same time, the compass team is having a few problems of its own.
Look, if we keep heading 280 degrees northwest, we will run into the donut shop.
That's why compass is great. You can walk around the shop or through the shop and find your direction again on the other side.
And find a new landmark to aim for? Those donuts smell good.
I do know the shop owner, Mr. Abels. Perhaps we can stop by just for a moment.
Not if this is a race. Let's keep going.
At that moment, Mr. Abels steps out of the shop with a tray of fresh donuts for the team.
Thanks, Mr. Abels.
The map team is making good time. They have taken the lead.
We're ahead. That was a good road for you thought the park, Penny. Thanks, Ma. Map are the best.
Not so fast, kids. The race isn't over yet.
What's that noise? It sounds like drums.
They're marching down Main Street in the City Day Parade.
That parade is along as Main Street. That's a problem. We have to find another road.
It's not a problem as long as we have our trusty map to help us find another route. The map team plots the new route. They figure out that it adds less than 1/4 mile to their trip. By this time, the compass team has found a new landmark, a clock tower.
The tower is up ahead, but all these buildings in the way. We can't walk as the crow flies. I'm getting tired. Are we almost there?
Let's go to the top of the tower. I'll show you one of your best navigation tools. The team heads to the top of the tower. From there, they can see all over the city.
Look, over there, it's City Hall. You can see everything from up here.
If we view City Hall from a high point, we can tell what buildings might be in our way before we get to them.
And plan a way around them.
Meanwhile, the map team has made their way around the parade and are back on track. They are on the final stretch of Main Street. They spot the compass team heading towards City Hall.
There's a compass team. If we take a shortcut through the alley, maybe we can beat them.
Do you see the alley on the map?
No, but I'm sure it's there. I've seen it.
This may be true, Kimberly, but I think it's safer to stick to our map and trust your map. The team takes a few extra lefts and rights and ends up at the tail end of the parade.
Everybody wave. We're marching in the parade. When we left school this morning, I never expected our map to let us into a parade. Cool!
By this time, the compass team has arrived at City Hall. They watch the parade go by.
Hey, it's the map team. What are they doing in the parade? We may have made it here first, but those guys sure had a lot more fun.
The class has lunch on the steps of City Hall and talks about their adventures.
I learned that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but unless you can fly like a crow flies, it's sometimes hard to stay on that line. I know that it helps to get to a high point so that you can see your path ahead.
I learned that it's important to be able to read the map so you can find a different road when you need one. I figured out that the shortest distance between 2 points is a parade.
Everyone laughs. You are all winners in my book. You too, Miss Bales. Outstanding lesson. Thank you, Mr. Fillmore, for sharing your excellent compass skills with the class.
Can we do this again next week?
Miss Bales planned new adventures for her math class over the year. Everyone have fun with math, even Mr. Fenwick.
The end.